Hello twin flames, and welcome to the Divine Masculine message for Sunday. So I'm going to bring in the Divine Masculine power message today to see what guidance they are receiving from the angels and their higher self, and what they need to be working on right now, and what they're really tapping into, because they are letting you know today how much they care. So thank you, angels. What's the energy, please, with the Divine Masculine today? How is he feeling and thinking, and what's he going through as we are headed for a brand new week? What do we need to know? So one card coming out. So the card is, you have a loving heart. Wow. You have a loving heart. So the masculine struggle because they do have a loving heart. After all, they are the other half of you. And you know that you have a loving heart too. And they beat themselves up on this journey because they feel they show you a different side sometimes. They put barriers around that loving heart. They mask that loving heart, and they can say hurtful or harshful things, or do hurtful or harshful actions. Things that may upset you and cause you pain. Things that make you feel that they don't care, or they don't care, what you think. And that's just not true. The masculines have a loving heart. And what I'm feeling with this is, as we move into a new week, especially around this 22 energy on Tuesday, the masculine's heart is opening, and you bust their heart wide open. You blow their mind and you bust their heart open so they can feel all these feelings. And that's why they get very overwhelmed, because they've never really felt like this before. They've never really experienced love in this way before. So it's very overwhelming, and it makes them feel things they've never felt. And they feel it in the heart. So they don't try and understand it so much, especially now we're in Pisces energy. They're feeling it now. So he's saying, I do have a loving heart. And he wants you to know that today, Divine Feminine, because if he's been quiet or distant, or he's been shutting himself down, or, reacting to things in his life, so he's saying harsh things, or, doing things that aren't very nice, or aren't very loving, he's letting you know that's not his true self. That's created through the ego, and it's created through fears. So when he's in that energy, it's not who he truly is. It's someone he's hiding behind, or he's within himself. He may seem indifferent. And that's the thing, most of the time, we think the masculines are indifferent. Like they don't care one way or the other. Like it doesn't matter. And as a Divine Feminine, we have to learn to let go of that control, because sometimes we feel like if we aren't the one instigating the connection, constantly reaching out, trying to communicate and make it happen, they will just forget us and move on. And that's not the case at all, because they are always thinking of the Divine Feminine. So, we have to realize that if they seem to be indifferent or cold, it's because they've been hurt in the past. Or they're dealing with something from childhood, some vulnerability they were afraid to share. So he's saying to you, I do have a loving heart, and this is who I want to be. This is who you bring out in me. So when he's with you, he wants to open his heart. He wants to be loving and genuine. And that's why most of the time at the beginning, and throughout the journey too, the masculines show this side to you. And that's why it can be so painful when they go within, they pull away, or out of nowhere they seem to be ghosting or blocking you. Because you're thinking, wow, you were so loving to me, and so open-hearted to me, and so genuine about this love with me. Where's that person gone? So at times we feel like they are someone else. We think, well, you were that person in the beginning. Or you were that person yesterday. Where's that person gone? That person hasn't gone anywhere or anyway. That person is evolving, and he's growing and learning and finding his way. So the real message here is, your masculine has a loving heart, no matter what they've done, no matter how they've behaved, or sometimes the shocking things they do. They still have that loving heart, and that loving heart is connected to you. So this is also a big message here for the Divine Masculine. If you're watching this, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself, because you have a loving heart. You are a beautiful human being, and you are a spiritual being connected with Source. So forgive yourself. You are the Divine Feminine's greatest teacher. You do things sometimes and you don't even know why you've done them, and you regret doing them, but it had to happen that way for learning and growth. So forgive yourself today. Open your heart. It's safe for you to love. It's safe for you to open up to your Divine Feminine. It's safe for you to love them and show them how you feel and be very open about this love. And Divine Feminines, forgive your twin for the past. Forgive your twin if they seem to have been indifferent with you or acted like they don't care about you or said harsh things, because they were acting from fear, not their loving heart. And they are learning to respond with love. They're learning to open up and express themselves. This is something they have to learn. And through conditioning of society, and George has taught me this, the Divine Masculine is brought up in a society and in a world and in a way that, they struggle to show emotion because they're told it's wrong to show emotion, it's weakness and lots of things. So it can be conditioning and programming of society or a childhood that they've had and they've seen pain. They may have seen their mother being very loving towards their father and their father giving back pain, or vice versa. So there may have been some kind of abuse or pain that they've been brought up with. So they've kind of learned or been programmed into hiding the feelings or not expressing themselves. So they learn on this journey to release conditioning and programming of society. They learn that it's okay to love, it's okay to open up, it's okay to show emotion. And they find it very hard to show emotion. So sometimes they show it in different ways. They show it, by sometimes being sarcastic towards the feminine, or saying things that hurt. Think about kids at school. If there's a boy at school that fancies a girl, he'll be nasty to her. He may, ridicule her and say nasty things, and it's because of his own fears. And it doesn't make it right, it's just how he deals with it at the time. So if he does say things that hurt you, or he says things, he doesn't mean it. It's coming from a place of fear and even a place of lack. He feels he's lacking something in his life. So he's trying to fill something up inside him. And that can be very toxic too. So masculines learn to let go of that fear, that struggle, that insecurity that's brought forward into this lifetime. Could be something from a past life. They may have been opening up in a past life and they've been hurt for it, or they've been ridiculed for it. So they are learning that what we give out, we get back. And he's realising that more than ever because he wants all of you. And when he feels he can't give that to you, he's missing out on that too. And we learn this as we grow. So sometimes he shows you emotion in other ways, and he can also show you emotion with, sexy emojis or flirting or being very intense with, the way his body is reacting to you. And that can also trigger the feminine too, because we may think, is that all you think about? Is that all you care about? But sometimes that's his way of showing you how he feels. So no matter what's going on within your personal journey and the way your masculine is connecting with you right now, take a step back and zoom out so you can zoom in by seeing it from a higher perspective, by realising and knowing, which you know anyway when you're tapped in with love, that he does or she does have a loving heart. And he's doing the best he can. She's doing the best she can with the information she has, the experiences she is having, and the situation she is in. So this is really about giving them time to open up and not forcing that either, and not thinking anything's wrong if they're not responding or reacting the way that you would. Because the masculine and the feminine, it's like the saying, there's a book by, I think it's John Gray, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. And Martians and Venetians don't communicate very well. But we don't need that physical understanding sometimes, because it's the universal power of love. So we understand through telepathy, through feelings and emotions, and the signs and synchronicities that we see. It's like you may not be able to speak another language as someone, but you understand what a smile means. You feel it in the eyes when you are connecting. So we can connect with others even if we don't understand the same language. And the Venetian, the Venus energy is the divine feminine, and the Martian energy, the Mars energy is the divine masculine. So you will act differently at times because you are each other's polarity, yin and yang, up and down, dark and light. There's this polarity between you, but we learn to understand from a higher point of view, and then we align with the power of love. So he's saying to you today, I do have a loving heart. I want to share that with you. I want to be open with you. I want to give everything to you, but give me time to be able to give things to myself. And that's what he needs to do, because first thing he needs to do is choose himself. And then once he does that, he will always choose you, because it's never about a choice. It's never about someone being better than you or someone being able to give him more than you, because nobody compares to you. It's always about him needing to choose himself, and then he will always choose you, and that will open his heart and the love will flow in. I hope this helps. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.